Hey guys, so for today's video I have a long-awaited, long-requested comparison video for these two products. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and the Sonia Kashuk All Covered Up Concealer. Now, I don't even think these two have been compared before, not really sure. I've heard the MAC Pro Longwear be compared to the NYX HD Photogenic Concealer, which I have, and I don't think it's a dupe for it at all. But I do have the Sonia Kashuk All Covered Up Concealer, and I feel like it is such a good dupe and alternative to it. Let me just kind of go through the two products individually and then I'll kind of compare them. And I also have a demo coming up for you guys on how I applied them. So first things first, the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. It's absolutely raved about in the beauty community and here on YouTube. It is just a really great concealer. Like literally, I always say this, products are hyped about because for a reason. Like seriously, it doesn't just get all the hype for no reason. This concealer is amazing. It is full coverage and it just gives you that really nice brightening effect if you get a one shade lighter than your skin tone. Really, really love this. I have mine in the shade NC15. Out of all of my concealers, it creases the least. I'll let you know how that compares in terms of creasing to the Sonia Kashuk one. So this is $26 Canadian, and to me, $26 is a bit pricey, but it is worth it. Like, I would probably pay $35, $40 for this even. About the packaging, it's just a really nice packaging. I actually really love this packaging. You get a pump with it, which is really, really, really nice for a concealer because usually you get that doe foot applicator, which I like as well. But in terms of the Sonia Kashuk one, you kind of get that pot. Now for the Sonia Kashuk one, this is $9.99 at Target only, sold at Target only. And it's the Sonia Kashuk All Covered Up Concealer in the color 01 Porcelain. Now in terms of the color for these two, they are very similar. They're both very yellow undertone. But the difference is that this one comes in many different shade selections. So you can get a pink undertone for this one if you wanted to. And it can go as dark as you want and as light as you want for this. So you do have a much wider shade selection for the MAC Pro Longwear. For the Sonia Kashuk one, it only comes in Porcelain, Wheat, and another one. Wheat is a shade darker than this, and another one that's a little bit darker, which is more of like a medium caramel color, which I think would work for darker skin tones just to give you that brightening effect. So I think you can still kind of find your shade that would work for you in this, but again, only sells in 3 shades where the MAC one sells a ton of shades. In terms of the packaging for this one, it's cute. Like, it's nice packaging. It's just not practical. You get a really cute pot that's kind of frosted, and then you have like that NARS rubberized packaging that gets so dirty, but it twists off and you just basically get this pot. But let me just say, I hate the packaging of this because look at this pot, guys. Literally, the hole is so small. The pot starts here, but they decided to just make the hole so small for the concealer. If they made it more like a MAC Painterly Paint Pot where it's a pot, but it's like a wide hole, and you can actually dip your finger in there, then that would be okay. But the fact that they made it so small, and I can't dip my finger in there, guys. I honestly can't, because if I do, I'll get product bunched underneath my nails, and it's just not cute, and it's inconvenient, and it's just not cute. So you guys will see how I like to kind of go around that and apply it when I do the demo, but that is something I really don't like about this concealer. The obvious differences of these two concealers is that this one is a liquid and this one, it's like whipped mousse. Like, it's super, super, super whipped and moussey. Because it is really moussey, it can feel a little bit heavy on the skin if you put too much of it on, whereas the MAC one, it is more of a liquidy, so it doesn't feel as heavy. Now in terms of how much product you get, I think you might get more product of this. To be honest, I'm not good with like conversions and all that stuff. This says that it has 9 milliliters, 0.30 fluid ounces, and this says that it has 0.06 ounces, 1.9 G. So I'm not really sure like how that compares, but just by looking at it, I think you might get more product with the MAC one. However, this like a little bit of this goes a long way, so you don't run out of this very fast. Those are some of the kind of differences of the two, but I will say that regardless of the fact that this is liquid, this is mousse, this is $26, this is $10, this is in a pot, this is in a pump, like regardless of all the differences, the products work very, very, very similar. They both are really full coverage. This is called the All Covered Up Concealer, and it really does cover up everything. And this is called the Pro Longwear Concealer because it's supposed to last really long, which I think they both last really long, and they both are super full coverage. Not only are they full coverage, but they both do a great job at kind of highlighting and brightening the under eye. So you could even just use this on the cheekbone just to kind of give you a little bit of a glow if you get a lighter shade. The number one question when it comes to concealers is, does it crease? Now let me talk about the creasing aspect of both of these concealers. I will honestly say that this concealer creases the least out of all of my concealers. I have yet to find a concealer that absolutely does not crease. And this one is pretty close. I do get like 1 or 2 creases. I'll show you guys a close-up really soon. I do get like a slight crease with this one, and I do get a little bit more of a slight crease with this one. Like I said, I have yet to find a concealer that doesn't even crease at all, so just saying. But I did set these concealers today in this video and in the demo. Now I know some of you guys might be thinking like, why would you set it? We're trying to see, you know, how it lasts on its own. But honestly, to me, it just only makes sense because you don't wear concealer without setting it. So why would I compare something if that's not how I'm gonna wear it? I'm gonna compare something how I'm really gonna wear it in real life, and in real life I'm gonna set it. So I want to see how these concealers are gonna work when I set it. Before I zoom in, I just want to show you guys that I have the MAC Pro Longwear on this side and I have the Sonia Kashuk on this side of my face. So this is just a close-up view of the under eye. I'm not sure if you guys can see the creasing very much. I'm gonna get even more closer, but just to show you guys how like similar they look. They look like I wore the same concealer. This is the MAC Pro Longwear and this is the Sonia Kashuk. It was even interesting for me to do a comparison on this because I never used them side by side, do you know what I mean? So it's interesting to me how similar they literally look. So here I am with the MAC one. As you can see, it kind of creased just a tiny bit, but that's to be expected. And then this is the Sonia Kashuk one, and it also did crease just a tiny bit. But I'm not shocked just because, like I said, I can't find a concealer that does not crease on me at all. There is just a close-up comparison of both the two under eyes. So now that you guys seen a close-up of the two, I'm pretty sure you guys are like super convinced that these are amazing dupes for each other. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play the demo for you guys just so you guys can see how I applied them. So if you're interested in seeing that, then make sure to just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and compare the MAC Pro Longwear to the Sonia Kashuk concealer. I've made references to these two as being alternatives to each other. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the MAC one first. Now I'm going to try to get an equal amount of both concealers on. And then for the Sonia Kashuk one, I usually have to take a small kabuki brush like this. And I usually have to dip it in the pot and use that to distribute the product on my face. So for blending out concealer, I always take my trusty tapered kabuki brush and I like to just go ahead and blend it out. This is the Sonia Kashuk one that I just blended out, and you can see that it really does brighten up the eye and it does cover up dark circles. But I'm just going to go ahead and do the MAC side now. I kind of just flipped my brush around. It looks like I put the same concealer on, you know what I mean? Like, it really does. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Ben Nye Luxury Powder in the color Cameo to set. So as you can see, it honestly really looks like I used the same concealer, guys. Like, I really feel like these two are really great alternatives to each other. So I will actually be right back just to conclude my thoughts. I'm just going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. So I will see you guys in a second. So just to sum up my thoughts, I will just say that these two concealers are amazing, and I feel like they are definite dupes / alternatives, whatever you want to call it, to each other. I think it's all personal preference, to be honest. One of them's more expensive, one of them's cheaper, one of them has a pump, one of them doesn't. So it's all kind of like what you would prefer, because the product on the inside of both of these are very similar. So it's all personal preference, guys, but at least you know that in my opinion the product is very similar and is a dupe to each other. Don't forget to leave a comment down below and just let me know which of the two products would you personally buy, or maybe which of the two products did you like better in the video. Maybe you noticed the difference between the two and you liked one of them better, or just which one would you go ahead and purchase. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment down below. And yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will of course see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.